so thrilled to be able to present this performance to you in a little larger venue tonight. It's step by step, it's going to be a little bit, normal-ish, I'll call it. If anyone is uncomfortable at some point in terms of the spacing in which you are at, there will be some open seating once the students are done here for jazz band. The concert band's going to come in and we will have some open seating there. If you wish to move, you may move into that section over there. And then the same thing will happen over in this section when when symphony students come in. But thank you for accommodating our requirements with the masking and our distancing as best we can. And I think we're all tired of hearing that, especially Mr. Wilson and I, and the kids. Hopefully you find it a comfortable setting tonight. We've got a great program for you. The kids have worked really hard on some very challenging music, and they just sounded great today in our quick rehearsal that we had, and we're excited to present their work to you. Tonight, we're going to feature, for the first time this year, our jazz ensemble. So let's give it up for our jazz ensemble, and Mr. Wilson, and Mr. Wilson.
Thank you so much. That was a cool game. David Kaczynski on trombone. Yeah, you can try one more time. How to do it? Trumpet. Nico Zarikovich on trumpet. On saxophone. Evan Rossi and Gabby David on trumpet. That's the one section there. And DJ Vandy Castillo on the drums. Thank you so much. Yeah. It is so cool to have jazz back here in the Few Gymnasium. You don't know how much that means to us here. Kids have done wonderful. When we started this a couple months ago, and it was like, whoa, what is this? What is this? It's like all of a sudden it feels like it hasn't stopped at all. So they're doing a fantastic job. Next song is a cool little minor swing tune called "A Minor Case of the Blues." There we go. That featured Debbie David on trumpet. Andy Chino on saxophone. Matthias Silva Santos on the piano. Robert Seelman and Jonas Frangella also on the alto saxophone. Juliana Bedovic on the drum set. Thank you. We're going to wrap up our portion of the night with a fun little new tune. As I just written, this is about a year old. It's called Gum Game. It's glorious. 3-1. And featured, yeah, thank you. That's cool. Oh, I'm going to right here. Will Falo on alto. Amanda Wiseman on trumpet. Jonas Frangella and Robert Seelman again on the alto. And featured Aiden Bano on the drum set. Thank you so much. It's going to take us a couple moments to reset for the concert band. Here we go. Thank you.
When Marina starts choking, yeah, so she doesn't spit it out.
There we go.
Thank you for being patient. If anyone does want to move over and have a seat over there, you won't offend anybody here. Okay, so I want you to sit where you're comfortable. Thank you. How about the jazz band? Let's give them a round of applause. It's great to see the students that came up to play solos are all doing that and improvise, and they work with Mr. Olson on coming up with ideas and presenting them, and they're making that up as they do that. That's a really hard task, and it's very nerve-wracking, myself included. But so proud of them for taking the chance to do that. This is the concert band, the 6th graders, and mixed in here we have a few 5th graders in your program. I've indicated our 5th graders. We've got some advancing 5th graders who we just can't hold down, so we're bringing them up here, and they got a chance to rehearse with the 6th graders a few times, and we hope you enjoy our program. So tonight, you will be each of the pieces will be introduced by one of our students, and our first selection is going to be introduced. I'll let him tell you. Okay, he'll hold you. Okay. Nice and close, Peter. Nice and loud.
Good evening. My name is Peter Kuriazis, and I play the clarinet in the concert band. This original march was inspired by the westward expansion of the United States. As the piece develops, we hear musical quotes from the Star-Spangled Banner in America evoke a westward journey across the continent. Melodic lines ascend and descend as we climb and descend the Great Divide. The piece is written in both 4/4 and 3/4 time. The melody is passed around in many of the sections, as well as the counter melody in the low breaths. The piece concludes with a strong driving melody and rhythm. Please enjoy Trans-American March.
you will notice a couple of players coming in and out of this group. And after our last concert, we had a couple of our 8th grade students who got up, there you are, yeah, wait. They came up to me and said, hey, Mr. T, we see that you're short a couple of percussionists, that Mr. Wilson and I were playing. And he said, can we help out? Oh. Who does that? You know who does that? Band kids. Right? Everybody needs some support. And so we're so glad that they decided to do that. They really only had one rehearsal with us because it's hard to get them in and out of here because they have class at that time. And so we were able to sneak them in for a few minutes. So we really appreciate them today. So thank you so much, Kate and Brianna, for your help. And we would like to bring up our next speaker.
Good evening. My name is Sophia Ride, and I play the tuba in the concert band. El Tiburon depicts the drama and anticipation of a predator stalking its prey. The musical depiction will have you taking part in the hunt. The piece begins with the predator's omnibus stealth and then circling the intended target. With sudden dynamic shifts and solid percussion bursts, the strike occurs sudden and decisive. Keep your eyes out for the predator. Here is El Tiburon, the shark. Wonderland is one of the most well-known Christmas songs. The origins of Winter Wonderland start in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. A local man named Richard Smith wrote a poem in 1934. While he was hospitalized and being treated for an illness, he entered contests for jingles and ads for companies. Richard Smith's sister, Marjorie, claims her brother was inspired by the beauty of the freshly fallen snow in the park when he wrote the Winter Wonderland poem. Winter Wonderland mentions Parson Brown in its lyrics. Parson Brown was a made-up character. A parson was an independent priest of the Protestant faith who was not associated with any specific parish or church. At the time the poem was written, parsons traveled through the country performing church services and ceremonies when no one else was available to do so. In 1934, Richard Smith showed his Winter Wonderland poem to his friend Felix Bernard, who was a Jewish musician. He set out to compose a melody to go along with the poem. Sadly, Richard Smith died in 1935, at the age of 34. It is uncertain that Richard Smith ever got to hear the song with his lyrics before he died. Richard Smith would be happy to know his poem has become a beloved Christmas song around the world. Please enjoy our performance in Winter Wonderland.
Last one's a fan favorite now. We love this one. Yes.
Our next song is Make a Sleigh Ride by Pierre Leplan. Good evening, my name is Keegan Neuer and I play baritone in the concert band. Make a Sleigh Ride is based on two Russian folk tunes. Minka is an old Ukrainian folk song that has survived the test of time. It has even found its way with classical composers like Beethoven. Beethoven arranged many folk songs for boys, including Shomenka, as it is often referred to. The piece also includes a musical quote from another Russian folk song, The Birch Tree, which was used by Tchaikovsky in his Fourth Symphony. The piece begins at a slow and a methodical pace, where you will hear the strong Russian influence. As the piece progresses, it becomes faster and more exciting, finishing with a rousing energy. Please enjoy Make a Sleigh Ride.
That's the best one that we've done. Thank you so much, the Lakeview Concert Band. Give me another hand. All right. Lakeview Concert Band, nicely done. Really kind of transition here. All right, nicely done. If it's just a couple moments, we will reset for the symphonic ensemble.
Good evening, my name is Silvana Sabine, I am in 8th grade clarinet player in the symphonic winds. The Brandenburg Gate is one of Europe's most famous landmarks. It is located in Berlin, west of the city center and in front of the square known as Kaiser Platz. It is the only remaining one of a group of 4 through which persons once entered Berlin. The gate serves as an entrance to the Unter den Linden, the well-known thoroughfare of linden trees, which formerly led to the palace of the Prussian monarchs. The gate was commissioned by King Frederick William II of Prussia as a sign of peace and was built between 1788 through 1791. The gate suffered significant damage during World War II and was restored between 2000 and 2002. This march was written to recognize this monument. It is written in the traditional German style, which is much slower than the traditional march. It begins with a trumpet fanfare, which will repeat itself in the opening section. This is followed by the little brass and woodwinds being featured in the melody. The trio section introduces a new melody in a lighter style, and the piece closes with a strong statement of the trio melody. We hope you enjoy the Brandenburg Gate.
Good evening, my name is Linda Nebraska and I'm an 8th grade French horn player in the Yankee Symphony Ensemble. Anthem of Liberty by Steve Hodges is an original work with very musical content that begins with a warm woodwind chorale that's repeated by the brass. This leads to an exciting second section with intense rhythmic motives and a minor key that passes from section to section.
Later in the piece, the chorale is presented again over a double-time percussion field and moving women harmonies. We hope you enjoy our performance of Anthem of Liberty.
Good evening. My name is Max Topa, and I am an 8th grade saxophone player in the Lakeview Symphonic Ensemble. Byzantine Dances by Carol Britton Chambers was commissioned by the Ronald Reagan High School in San Antonio, Texas. This piece is intended to interpret a set of Turkish dances. The opening section is written in a style of Roma Gypsy dance, which is fast and energetic. The slower section, in the middle of the piece, is written in the style of Zeybek dance. This type of dance is often performed by a solo dancer to interpret courage and heroism. The dancer uses outstretched arms, almost resembling a Greek hawk. The final section of the piece is the returning of the open theme with the melodic and harmonic variation. Most of the material is based on the Byzantine scale or the harmonic major scale, both of which produce an exotic sound. The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Eastern Roman Empire, lasted from about 400 to 1453 AD and covered much of the area which is now known as Turkey. With the conquest of the Byzantine capital, Constantinople, the Ottoman Empire began its reign in 1453. Before World War I, the Ottoman Empire fell and the Republic of Turkey was formed in 1923. Thank you for coming, and we hope you enjoy our performance.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it? Yeah. Mr. Olson and I were commenting, this is like an international music festival. Spanish, Byzantine, we've got some Russian coming up. You name it, we got it tonight. We're covering everything. So we're so glad you're here. Once again, we thank you for following our protocols, although I am unmasked at this point, but I want you to hear what I have to say. Thank you to those who dropped off food items in our bin out here. We've been partnering with the West Suburban Community Pantry for several years now, along with the CenterCast 66 community band, our bands here at school. We expanded that into our Spartan Hour classrooms. So thank you so much for making a donation and helping some families out in our area that certainly could use the help at this time of the year. If you would still like to contribute, I'm going to move this bin from here to the front entrance. And if you'd like to drop something off between tomorrow and Friday at noon, please feel free to do so. And we're going to deliver it to the community pantry on Saturday. So thank you so much for helping those who certainly need a little help these days. I want to just thank our custodial staff, because you are sitting in an open gym right now that is set up for a band concert. If you come here tomorrow at about 11:30, it's going to have 170 desks set up, rows of desks for lunch, because that's how we have lunch right now. So our custodial staff did a fantastic job of clearing this, helping us clear this and get it set up for tonight so that we can enjoy a concert in here. So my custodians, Cody, and yes. Cody is our main custodian. Shirley and Letitia are here this evening somewhere working in the building. I'm telling you, it's a ton of work, and boy, we really appreciate them. So if you see them before you leave tonight, if they're wandering around, just say, hey, thanks for all you've done to help our students. A couple other things. The band students are sitting in a setup that we rehearsed in the last day. Aside from that, we come down here every day, set up in these desks, and that are set up for lunch, and the percussion moves all the equipment in, and we move it all out. So we've been setting up for a concert for the last 3 weeks here in the gym every day. We set it up and we break it down, and we set it up and we break it down. And these kids just kind of do it at this point. They know what to expect, and we are so thankful for them, and we're so proud of them, and we just couldn't do this if they weren't cooperative enough to do it. And these are great kids. So thank you guys. Jessica Foster, our principal, could be here tonight. Her child isn't feeling well, but we'd like to thank her for all her support. Dr. Wise is here this evening. Thank you, Dr. Wise, for continuing to provide a safe place and allowing us to do our thing. Mr. Olson and I are just so adamant about making sure that this continues and we continue throughout the year, and so thank you. I'd like to thank the music boosters who are listed in your program this evening. They were here tonight helping to supervise students, and they will do other roles. Their roles have been diminished over the past year, but we're starting to pick things up and do more together and start planning some things for the future. So thanks to our Music Booster Board, but all of you are certainly supportive music boosters yourself. So thank you so much for all of your support as well. Let's see. Lastly, we just want to wish you a happy holidays and a great healthy holiday season for those of you who are celebrating and traveling, and we look forward to presenting more music for you in the fall. After our last number this evening, the students are going to help us break things down. So they're going to go put their instruments away. Percussionists are going to take care of all the percussion gear. All the woodwinds are going to take care of the stands, and all the brass are going to take care of the chairs. The chairs you are sitting in, stay right here. Don't break anything down, because guess what? We need them all for lunch tomorrow. So just leave them right there, and the custodians will take care of that setup. Thank you so much for being here. We got a great close to our concert, and we're going to bring up Mateus to introduce his piece. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mateus Dos Santos, and I'm an 8th grade tuba player in the Symphonic Winds. Carol of the Bells, popular among Christmas revelers in the U.S., has its roots in old Ukrainian folk songs. Building on this, Ukrainian composer and music teacher Mykola Dmitrievich Leontovich wrote the original piece entitled Sheshadrik in 1916. The English lyrics were written by an American composer, Peter J. Wojcicki, thus truly making it a Christmas song of the Western world. The song features an ostinato, or repetitive musical phrase, of 4 notes, and has since its creation been adapted for diverse musical groups such as heavy metal, jazz, pop, and rock. The melody was originally a folk song intended to be winter melody of good wishes. Mr. Leontovich named it Sheshadrik in his initial Ukrainian form. The tale is of a swallow flying into a home to predict a wonderful year ahead for the family staying there. Promises include healthy livestock and a beautiful wife. The name of the song is derived from the Ukrainian word Sheshadrik, meaning bountiful. Despite all this and the song's famous Christmas tune, it was initially meant as a New Year celebration. The first performance took place on January 13, 1916. Sheshadrik's U.S. debut was in 1921 by the same Ukrainian National Chorus at Carnegie Hall. Peter J. Wolowski, a very popular American composer at the time with Ukrainian ethnicities, wrote English lyrics for the song in 1936. They did not limit their shows to any particular region, and the widespread performances quickly gained recognition and appreciation. This led to its renaming for Western audiences, particularly the United States, into Carol of the Bells. It became quickly associated with Christmas, particularly due to its lyrics, which included silver bells references. We hope you enjoy our performance of the Ukrainian Bell Carol.